Hi guys, I think we can start, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. So guys, do
Yes,
you
sir.
guys have any questions like from the last class? Yesterday we have done basically like a few things we have done about the basics, right? The packet flow kind of thing we have done. Any questions, any doubts, anything? All good?
All good, sir.
Okay, great. Okay, so guys, as we can see, like a few of the candidates are not joining, right? So today, what we are doing, so yesterday class, I'll forward to everyone, right? And today also, what we'll do, like we are going live to the YouTube also, right? So you can get the videos from there. Okay, only for these 2 days we are doing this task. Okay, for the next days, like we will have only Zoom classes. Okay,
Okay.
so you can revise and you can like basically get your doubts first, right? And then we can have first of all your doubt discussion, and then we can go further. Okay. So
Okay,
anyone
sir. Sir, where it is live?
on the YouTube basically.
Okay. Okay.
Sir, can you
Okay.
provide the link for your channel on YouTube
Yeah,
on the
sure.
chat?
Yeah, I'll share.
You can search CNC, Cisco Network. Cisco Network code.
Yeah, I've shared,
So
guys.
for
Just
YouTube live classes, is the timing going to remain same?
this we are doing for today only because few of the candidates again today not joining, right? So that's why we are doing this. Okay. So, but from the next class, like from the Monday, we will have only the Zoom classes. Okay. So yesterday recording I'll share to everyone. Today we are doing the live YouTube also, right? And then further we will have only Zoom sessions. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Anyone, any questions or any technical question, anything? If you have, you can ask, and then we will start the things. The today topic will start.
Uh, yeah, Neeraj, I have a question.
Yes, please.
We have learned yesterday about the MAC address learning
Yeah,
by the switch.
correct.
Okay, and the PC which wants, suppose PCA wants to communicate with the PCB.
Uh-huh.
So yesterday's scenario was in the same subnet, like we assumed that they are in the same subnet, right? In the same network.
Mm-hmm.
Connected to the connected actually in the same VLAN, right?
Right.
Okay.
I'll discuss this again. Don't worry. Okay. I will have a scenario first of all, like to discuss this part, right? And then we
Yeah.
do more things.
My the part of question is like if I want to know about if the two PCs are in the two VLANs, how they will learn about the MAC address of each other.
Okay. So this part in future we'll have a layer 3 routing. Okay, using SVI. Okay. So that time we'll discuss this thing. Don't worry. Okay. We will have a discussion about this part. Don't worry.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, sure. Okay, guys. If you don't have any questions, so I think we can start, right? Let me share my screen. Can you see my screen now? All of you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Great. Nice. Okay, so guys, we will discuss first of all the basic packet flow. Okay, so what we will discuss in this one, right? So in the basic packet flow, we will discuss when a user is there. So what happens in the LAN network? Okay, what happens in the WAN network? Okay, these things we'll discuss. Then we'll move to discovery protocol. Okay, so that is basically CDP and LLDP. And then finally, if we have the time today, right, we will start the VLANs too. Okay. So this point also will start. So any questions, anyone, before starting these things?
Neeraj sir, can you increase font size? It's too low, too
I'll
small. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Now, so let's start if you don't have any questions, right? Okay. So the basic packet flow. So what we will discuss in the basic packet flow, let's say I'll draw a design. Okay. The very first thing, first of all, we'll discuss like when we have a design with only LAN network, right? Let's say we have only LAN network. So what will happen at that time and how the user will get to know what I have to do? Let's assume I will just ask a question, right? There is a user, this user, okay, and this user is having IP address 10.0.0.1, and that is connected further to some network, right? But I don't have any idea as of now what I'm having here. I'm having access only for this switch or for this PC only, right? It has IP address 10.0.0.1 and it has mask 255.255.255.0, let's assume, or let me make it on /8 0.0.0. Okay, now we are trying to do a communication to a user that is having address 10.0.2.1, right? And if I draw the diagram, right, let's assume I do have a router here, R1. Here we have IP address 10.0.0.2. The mask is 255.255.255.0. One more LAN here we have, one user here we have, right, that is having address 10.0.2.1, okay, with mask 255.255.255.0. And here we have 10.0.2.2 with mask 255.255.255.0. Okay, so in this condition, if I ask a question, right, whenever this user will do a communication to 10.0.2.1, that will be successful or not? The very first question, that will be successful or not? Any idea?
No, sir.
Not
No.
successful.
Okay. So if that is no, what is the reason for this no?
Actually, sir, the destination is in defined network.
Okay. Now, if I'll tell you, I really don't have any idea what is this network. Okay. What I'm having here, because as of now, you can see this design, right? You can see this design and that is far behind, right? Let's assume if I will say, I really don't know where it is. Okay. Now, how you can tell this will have the communication or not? Now, what answer you will say? Yes or no? Or
No.
what you can explain if someone asks in the interview?
On the basis of subnet mask.
On the basis of mask, exactly right. What happens actually, because this user will not have any idea that user present in my local domain or outside the domain, right? Or we can say in the different network, right? So whenever a user will do a communication, what it will do basically in the background, it will do one thing, it will run AND operation. Okay, what is that AND operation? It will verify what is my IP address and what is my mask. So it will try to find out what is the real subnet here. So it will say, I'm having a subnet of 10.0.0.1 starting from this address and will end on 255.255.254, right? And it will verify that address that I'm trying to do a ping or trying to reach, right? That is in between here or not. If yes, then what I will do, I will send, if yes, right? If the answer is yes, I will try to send ARP request direct to PC, or we can say the same IP 10.0.2.1. If the answer is no, what it will do, it will send ARP request to default gateway. So we have two things here, right? So what will happen here in this condition, if that user is really present in the same LAN network, the communication will be successful. But if the user is in a different network via a router connected, right, the communication will not happen. The reason being here, the reason is here basically, this user, this PC will not be able to get the reply from the ARP, right? So this user will try to get the ARP, will try to get the MAC address, right? It will send a local ARP request as this is a part of the same LAN, right? It will send a local ARP request. Yes. Any questions, guys?
No, please go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. So this user will try to send a local ARP request, right? But that PC does not present here. So the request will be dropped and the communication will never happen, right? So whenever a user try to do a communication, they try to do this AND operation. Okay. So in the interview, they ask this question, if we have a user, how this user will decide the ARP request will goes to direct to destination, right? And how it will decide the ARP will goes to a default gateway address, right? So the answer is AND operation. So using AND operation, it will verify this concept. If that belongs to same subnet, it will send direct. And if that does not belong to same subnet, it will send the packet out to a default gateway, and the default gateway will reply with the MAC address. Okay. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great, guys. Now the next thing. So next we will discuss the discovery protocol.
Hello, sir.
Yes, Bindu.
Sir, actually, I have some question. Sir,
Yes.
can you explain the I say when we do ping, then some response is there. One is general failure, one is destination is not reachable. So we how we can understand from the output of the ping what is the actual issue. If it's general failure, then what is the issue? If destination is unreachable, then what is the issue?
In future, we have two things to discuss: ping and trace route. Okay. So I think we have these two features in the I think in the last classes, right? So that time we'll discuss about these two things in the detail. Okay. How we can do a ping in the multiple ways and how we can verify what is the reason behind that, and even how we can do a troubleshooting, trace route, how we can use, and how we can find out where is the issue and what is the real issue. Okay. So these two things we'll discuss later, I think in the end of the classes. Okay.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Now come back here in the discovery protocol. So basically, let's say I don't have any information on the router, right? What I want here, I want to discover the LAN devices, right? It means we want to discover the directly connected. So whenever we need this information, let's say what I want here, let's say I do have router 1 that is connected to router number 2, that is having one switch over here that is further connected to other devices, right? One more router here, one more router here. This is a switch number 1. That's another router. That's a switch further right. So now this router will try to verify how many devices are connected to me directly, right? So to verify or to identify how many devices are there, right, directly connected to me. So we use two protocols. One is your CDP and one is your LLDP. Okay, so I'll talk about these two protocols one by one. CDP and LLDP. So what is CDP? CDP is your Cisco Discovery Protocol. Cisco Discovery Protocol. What is LLDP? Is your Link Layer Discovery Protocol. So we have two protocols here, right? One is your CDP, one is your LLDP. CDP is your basically Cisco proprietary. Okay, and what is LLDP? LLDP is your open standard protocol. It means, let's say you do have the Cisco devices, right? So by default, CDP will be there in the running state, right? And you can verify using few commands how many devices are there, right? What information we will get in the packets, we will discuss later. Like I'll show you the real packets, right? Those will carry the information, okay? And in other vendor devices, apart from Cisco, right? What we use LLDP, Link Layer Discovery Protocol, okay? Now, these both protocols have few timers of the packets. Whenever we talk about the protocols, let's say we have a protocol that use some messages to talk to other device, right? So that will be having some kind of interval messages, some kind of dead interval timers, right? So CDP has two timers. One is your hello, that is 60 seconds, okay? And one is a hold down timer, or we can say dead timer, okay? That is 180 seconds. Or we call it a hold. As of now, do not use dead timer. Okay. So one we have is hello and one we have is hold, right? Hello is 60 seconds. Hold is 180 seconds. It means after every, if we have two Cisco devices, R1 that is connected to R2, if we have two devices, these devices will send the information about everything, like what OS they have, what address they have, what is the management IP, what is the VLAN ID, what is the native VLAN, everything, whatever they have as of now, right? And same here, this device will share the information out to R1 using CDP packet after every 60 seconds. Now, how long they will maintain if, let's say, they are not getting the information back, right? Or they are not getting the CDP packet. So how long these routers will maintain the information? For next 180 seconds, they will maintain the information. Okay. So 60 is your hello timer, 180 is your hold on timer. In the LLDP, what hello timer here we have, that's a different timer. 30 seconds, and The hold we have is 120 seconds. So in LLDP, we have a different timer. Okay. Now, as I can see here, everything is same, right? The timers are different. One more thing here we have, that is CDP works bidirectional. We can say that's a bidirectional protocol, CDP. But LLDP is a unidirectional. So guys, any idea when we say bidirectional protocol and when we say unidirectional protocol, what does it mean? Any idea? Anyone?
Bidirectional means is source to destination and destination to source. And unidirectional means that's one way.
Bidirectional means
No.
both the directions.
Both maybe in CDP, both the devices are sending hello packet to each other. In LLDP, it's sending one device is sending hello packet and another is responding to that hello.
Okay. Okay.
The bidirectional means the traffic from both the directions. I'm sending and I'm receiving.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Okay. I'll explain. What happens actually when we say bidirectional, it means the CDP should be configured here. The CDP should be configured here. If you disable CDP over here, even this router will not be able to send or receive the information. Let's say I will disable CDP over here. First of all, this router will not be able to send because we have disabled CDP. Even at that time, the CDP will not be able to get it or any information it can't receive it, right? That's why we are saying here bidirectional, okay, for the CDP. If we disable on one end, right, so other end will never receive anything or will never try to say. If it will try to send, it will drop it. It means if we disable on one end, it will be like both are not working at that same time, right? But LLDP says I'm the unidirectional. It means I do have the control. Let's say I do have two routers, R1 and R2, right? And here we have configured LLDP. Same here we have configured LLDP, right? Now in this case, what will happen here? Let's say they both are sending to each other as of now. And this is your ISP and this is your customer device, right? Now what I want here, what this ISP want here, I don't want to share my information to the customer. I want the customer information, that is fine, but I don't want to share my own information. So what I can do here, we can go here on this router and we can say, please disable LLDP only in the case of send. Disable the send information, right? But the receiving, it will be receiving. It means, yes, I can disable this part. So R1 will not be getting the information, but R1 will be sending and R2 will be receiving. So when we run the command here, show LLDP neighbor, I can get the customer information. But whenever I will run here command, show LLDP neighbor, I will never get. Reason, I have disabled the send. But in the case of CDP, if I disable, right, I will not get anything here. I will not get anything here. Okay. It is clear why we are saying bidirectional or unidirectional.
Yes.
So please wait.
Sir, I have one question. Hello.
Yes, guys, one by one. Yeah, please.
Yeah. So, sir, CDP and LLDP are both are compatible with each other or not?
No. You can't do like we have R1 and we have R2. So I'm running CDP and I'm running LLDP. No, incompatible. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Either you will run CDP or you will run LLDP.
One
If we
question I have.
if we disable the LLDP on one neighbor equipment, it can listen to the sender, but it cannot
Yes.
send it. Okay.
Reason being, the CDP does not allow us to control send or receive behavior, but the LLDP allow us to control on the send and receive behavior. It means we have two different commands here. We have a send command and we have a receive command. So if I'll say no to receive, it will keep sending. If I'll say no to send and we'll say yes to receive, it will keep receiving. It will not never send. Okay. So, but we don't have that control in the CDP basically. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And one more question, like if we have a Cisco device on one side and we have suppose Juniper device on the other, so will CDP work on the Juniper or it is only the LLDP?
Okay, we have to run LLDP then.
Oh, okay. So
because LLDP is open standard. I can even run on the Cisco also, right?
okay, yeah.
Yeah, but that depends on which version you're using. Some of the version of the Cisco they do not support, right? And some of the version supports. Okay, so that depends on the version also, what version you're using on the Cisco devices. I'll start using GNS3 and we'll try to check that version has LLDP or not. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sir, can you briefly explain me unidirectional and bidirectional in both protocol?
Yes, again, I can explain. No worries. R1, R2, R1, R2. Let's say I'll take example of CDP first, right? So we are saying CDP is your bidirectional. It means you have to configure the protocol on both routers. It means that should be configured over here, that should be configured over here, then only it will work. If I will disable from the one end, what will happen here? This router will not be able to receive and will not be able to send anything. It means that is down from both routers indirectly, right? That's why we are saying the protocol is a bi-directional protocol. It means that should be configured on both ends. If that is configured only on a single end, that will never work because that's a bi-directional. It means both routers should have the same configuration. But LLDP says, I do have commands like LLDP send and LLDP receive. Here also, I do have LLDP send and LLDP receive. It means this is a unidirectional. It means if you say, I don't want to receive, but yes, I want to send. Or if I'll just do a reverse, let's say what happens in the normal case, if this is ISP and this is your customer router, ISP don't want to share the information, right? So what will happen here? It will say no LLDP send. So what will happen here? R2 will never send, but yes, R1 is sending to R2 and R2 will always receive, and we can run the command show LLDP neighbor to get the information of the neighbor. Okay. That's why we are saying LLDP is unidirectional and CDP is a bidirectional. Okay. So LLDP can work in a single way or a unidirectional basically. Okay.
Okay.
Sir, is it because of LLDP is having send and receive
Exactly.
commands, while as CDPs doesn't have?
Exactly. That's why, because when we run CDP, we run a single command, CDP run or no CDP run. Or on the that's a global. Okay, about the commands I'll discuss in the lab. No worries. Okay, because on the global configuration we have a different command. On the interface based we have a different command. Okay, so once I'll start the router, I'll show you what command we can run on the global basis and what command we can run on the interface basis. Okay.
Sir, one more stupid question from me. Sir, yeah, if I have one Cisco switch and my Cisco switch is connected with some Windows PC or some laptop, then we can't see in switch by source CDP neighbor the PC details or
No, these protocols are for the basically devices, networking devices, not for the PC. Never. Yeah. Clear?
Sir,
Yes. Any other questions?
sir, LLD and CDP is not I think it's not a better combination, sir.
Combination we cannot use. If I say I am running CDP and LLDP both, no. We
Okay.
don't do this thing. Never.
Sir, one side Cisco device and another side is another type of device. At that time, we will not use.
At that time, we can use LLDP.
Yeah,
Okay.
in that case we can use LLDP at both end. Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Hi, sir.
Other vendor device, we have to use LLDP then on both end.
Okay.
Okay. Sir, while
LLDP.
Guys, one minute.
Hi, sir. Suppose, sir, two switches are connected each other directly. So, with CDP is another. So, I will get all the information of the switch interface or just directly connected interface.
Okay, about the information, what I have explained here, it will get the username of the device, host name basically. It will get the management IP. It will get the duplex. It will get the VLAN ID also. What is VLAN running on the interface? It will get the native VLAN information. It will get the address also of the device. It has few addresses over there, just like a Cisco kind of thing, right? And it will get the hardware details, not hardware OS details. That's a Linux-based platform that supports routing or switching or bridging, what platform it supports, right? And the hold on timer, the interface details, these things it will get. Interface details, it means on which interface that is connected, not all the interfaces, only the interface on which that is connected basically. Okay, I will show you in the lab.
Got it, sir.
What details we can get, I'll show you in the lab.
Okay, sir. Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay. Anyone, any other questions, guys?
Sir, just want to confirm that whenever we are having two devices, say one is a Cisco proprietary device and other is some other sort of device. That time when there are two different devices, that time LLDP will be comfortable as it is open source, as you said. And when we are having two Cisco devices, then that time we are bound to use the CDP.
We are not bound to use CDP. We can use LLDP also. Okay. We can. Yeah, we can use LLDP also. If that supports LLDP, we can, because few of the Cisco versions, the older version, they do not support LLDP. But yes, the new versions of the operating system, they support LLDP, and you can start using LLDP at that time also. Okay.
Okay, sir, while configuring the any device, any new device, when we put in the network, do we have to manually enable the LLDP or CDP, or it's by default?
CDP, yeah, on the Cisco devices, CDP is by default enabled. LLDP we have to enable. Okay.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. All good. Shall we go further?
Yes, sir.
Go
Please
ahead.
proceed.
Okay. Now, if you see here, it means if we have these such conditions, it means I will never try to use CDP, because CDP says bidirectional, right? So in this case, what will happen here? Let's say I do have a network where I'm just using CDP and I'm not, let's say I'm not allowed to use LLDP. Then what I can do? I don't want to share my information, but still I want to use this CDP, right? What I can do, CDP allow us to use TLV. So CDP, that's a new thing in the CDP. CDP allow us, so let me note down this part. CDP allow us to filter TLV. What is TLV? Type,
Length value.
Yeah, right. So basically, whatever information we get in the CDP packets, right, those are kind of TLV. What is the type? What is the length? What is the value, right? So CDP allow us to create a filtered TLV list. Okay. In the TLV list, I can let's say I can call address, I can call management IP. Okay, I can call the VLAN ID, I can call the duplex. So whatever I will try to call here, right, that I can put in the filter list. Okay. In that case, what will happen at that time? The CDP will remove these things from the TLV packets. Okay. And we'll just share the rest information. Okay. So CDP allow us to use this feature. So using this feature, we can achieve actually that task. So what I can do then, let's say I do have two routers. I do have R1, I do have R2 router, right? And let's say we have 10 parameters that we are exchanging using CDP. Same here, we have 10 parameters that is used to exchange in the CD packet, right? And this is your ISP. This is your customer router. Now the ISP router does not want to share the very first, let's say, 6 information. Okay, the rest 4 it want to share, like what is my port ID? Yes, I can share, no worries. What is my platform? I'm the route, I support routing or switching. Yes, I can share, no worries. I can share few more things. Fine, duplex kind of thing. Okay, so R2 want to do a limitation in the packet. This want to share CDP, that is fine. I'm not saying like we will disable CDP. What we will do in the CD packet, earlier we were sending 10 information, right? But now I will put a filtering over here in the CD packet that please do not send these information in the packet. So I will be sending only selected information, right? So if you see, if you compare this part, somehow we are trying to achieve this output, right? Correct? Somehow we are trying to achieve this output in that condition, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So this was a theory part for the CDP and LLDP, right? The rest, I think we don't have anything in the CDP and LLDP. This was a thing that we have in CDP and LLDP, right? So if you have any questions, please ask, or we will move to the practical for CDP and LLDP. Any questions, any doubt? Anyone?
I have a question.
Can we explain the TLV again, please?
Yeah. Look here, what happens when we talk about CDP packet, right? If we have two routers, R1 and R2, okay, we have two routers, R1, R2, right? So R1 has, let's say we are considering, let's say only 5 information, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm just taking example. That's a management IP. Okay, that's a interface ID. That's a duplex. Okay, And this is your platform details. That's a routing or that's a switching mechanism. And one more, let's take the timers, let's assume. So R2 and R1 both will be sending CD packets to each other with TLV, this, with TLV, this, with TLV, this, and so on, like this and this. Okay, so they both are exchanging these information to each other. What we are doing here, we are creating a filter TLV list, including 1, 2, and 3, the very first 3 TLVs, management thing, interface detail, and the duplex detail. And then I will put with this neighbor, not with this neighbor, I will say CDP and then filter list, whatever name it has, and then I will put enter. Once I'll put enter here, now the next packet will be sent out to the R1 with the CDP, but that will never contain these 4 information, whatever we are trying to call in the filter TLV list. Okay, it means we are trying to control the content of the packet. Okay, it is clear now.
Yes, sir.
And
Yes.
somehow we are trying to achieve, or we have achieved actually, this mechanism that we had in the LLDP. LLDP says send and receive. Fine. Now CDP says, okay, I do have the best control here now. You can even select what to send, what not to send. Okay. It is clear.
Yeah. So through TLV,
Yes, sir.
we can hide any particular information to the
Yes,
neighbor.
exactly right. We can hide. Right. Correct.
TLV
And
available on the
this,
both protocols.
Sorry, come again.
TLV available on the both protocols.
Okay, we have done in CDP only the TLV. Yes, if I talk about LLDP, that has a concept of TLV also. Yes, but we never use. Reason being, if I don't want to send, I'm a ISP, right? So as a ISP, I don't want to send, so I will just simply disable it. I don't want to send anything then, right? So in the LLDP, we just disable receiver send, right? But in the CDP, we can control the behavior using filter TLV list. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. It is clear.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Now let us use GNS3 and we'll try to show you the CDP concept. Okay, and we'll try to filter these packets using filter TLV. Okay. I will show the packet also. I will capture the packet. So I will just say no shutdown to my interface so that the interface can start sending packets to the neighbor. Okay. Interface F0 by 0. I will just say no shutdown. That's it. I'm not doing anything. Or let me configure IP address also so that it can have some management IP also. So we can have few extra details over there. So I'm just adding an address here. Okay. If I will try to type 01, it will accept or not? Any idea?
No, it will not
No,
accept.
no.
Yes, yes.
It will
Yes,
accept.
sir. It will accept.
Yeah, it will accept because it will just consider as a 0 only because it has a format of 0001 kind of thing, right? 3 here we can put. So this, yes, this it can support. Enter. Exit. Let me go to R2 also. Okay, before that, let me try to show you some packets. You see CDP, CDP. Now, if you see here in the destination, I can see CDP, VTP, DTP, PAGP, and UDLD. These 5 protocols actually use the same destination MAC address. That's why I'm getting here CDP, VTP, DTP, PAGP, UDLD. Okay. So if I will open this packet, right? If I'll check a destination MAC address, so this MAC address 01000 and all C, right? these are used, this single MAC address as a destination MAC address are used in these 5 protocols as a destination MAC address. Okay. So if that is CDP, if that is VTP, DTP, PAGP, or UDLD, in these 5 protocols, they actually use the same MAC address. Okay. Go back.
Is it a
Now,
multicast MAC address?
MAC address will be unicast or broadcast. We can say, yeah, this is a multicast kind of thing, but we can't say multicast kind of thing with MAC addresses, right? Because multicast feature we use in the case of layer 3 kind of thing, right? The layer 3 convert into a layer 2 multicast, right? But as of now, we can say this is reserved for these 5 things. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Now the next thing. So if you see in the CDU packet, I'm getting the version, I'm getting the TTL, that's a timer basically. Okay, not the real TTL that we use in the ping packet. Device ID, that is getting software version, the platform, the address, port ID, capabilities, duplex, and management address, as I told you, right? So let's go back here. I will use R2 also. Interface F0 by 0. I will say no shutdown with IP address 10.0.2.245.0.0.0. Exit. What command I can run? By default, CDP is enabled. That's why I can see those protocols over there, those information over there, right? Show CDP neighbor, enter. As of now, no neighbor. Reason being, now the interface is up. The neighbor will take another 60 seconds to send the new packet, right? So we are waiting for the packet. Now I have received the packet. If you see, that is starting from 180, 179 basically, right? So I'm getting the device name. I'm getting the local interface. It means my interface address. What is my interface ID? Hold on timer I'm running. Capability, that's a router only. If you see the capability here, that's a router. That's the capability code here. Okay. What is the platform? That is 7206 platform. What is the port ID? What port neighbor is using? So that's an overview of the neighbor. Let me do a detail. Neighbors detail. Enter. Now, if you see in the detail, device ID is R1, entry address is 10.0.0.1. It means on the same interface, the address is 10.0.0.1. Platform is Cisco, this one. Capability is a router. What is my interface on which I'm receiving? F0 by 0. What is the neighbor interface? That is F0 by 0 also. What is the whole time timer I'm running right now? That is 148 seconds. Cool, no worries. What is the version I'm running here? That is a Cisco version and this complete version. This is the address of the packet. Okay. Advertisement version is version 2 running. Duplex is full they are using. And the management IP we are using 10.0.0.1. If I'll be using a switch here, that will give me the VLAN ID, native VLAN kind of thing they will provide me on the same CDE packet. Okay. As of now, we are using routers. So that's why I'm not able to get those details. But if I'll use a switch, I will be able to get those details. Okay. Cool. Now let us try to disable and enable. If I want to disable or enable globally, I can run CDP run. That's a global command. Okay. And I can say no CDP run to disable it. Enter. If I'll run the command do show CDP neighbor, you see CDP is not enabled. It means you will not be able to get it. You will not be able to send it, right? It means that is completely disabled from all the interfaces, right? Now I will run CDP. Okay, I'll do one thing. If you see, I do have some kind of TTL kind of thing here, right? TLV. Enabled exchange of specific TLV information. I will discuss this one. Let me enable it. CDP run, enter. Okay, the global is mandate. Now, interface F0 by 0. CDP enable. So I can enable or disable from here directly. If let's say I do have 10 interfaces and out of 4, I don't want to send or receive. So I can just say here, no CDP enable. Okay. Now this is disabled for a particular interface, not for all the interfaces, for a particular interface. Okay. CDP enable, let me enable it to get the details. On the neighbor end, do show CDP neighbor. I'm getting the details. Cool. No worries. Okay. So any questions till this point? Anything? All good?
Yes, all good.
Okay. Guys, give me a minute. Just give me a minute. I'm back. Okay, so CDP TLV. Okay, to show. So, guys, this version does not have that CDP TLV filter list. Okay, as of now, I can't show you here. Okay, so what we can do in the tomorrow class, I can show you these things. Okay, like I will use a higher version of the device, right? And I'll try to show you how you can use TLV filter list. Okay, as of now, this does not have that feature to create a TLV filter list. Okay, otherwise we could get it here. Okay, so any questions, guys, till this point? How to enable, how to disable on the global level, on the interface level? All good?
All good, sir.
Okay. Okay, even LLDP does not support here. Okay, so even I can show you LLDP here, right? So guys, again, like these two things, the TLV filter list, right? I'll show you, okay, in the next class, and this LLDP also I'll show you in the next class. I got a question. What is the difference between CDP run and CDP enable? Okay, CDP run is a global command basically. CDP run is a global command. If you want to disable CDP globally, you can say no CDP run. It means that will disable CDP from all the interfaces globally, right? But let's say what I want here, I want to just disable CDP from a particular interface, right? So I can go to the interface level and I can say no CDP enable. I can run this command to disable CDP from a specific interface. I hope this answers your question, right? Okay.
Yeah. So we cannot disable the CDP globally.
We can
We
disable.
have
We can disable. No, you can say no CDP run. That
Oh.
disable CDP globally. Yeah.
okay. All the interface will be disabled with for
Exactly.
this CDP.
Exactly. Right. Any questions? Any doubt, guys? Anyone?
Can you change timer in the CDP or not?
We can change. Yes, we have the timers also. So if you want to change the hold on timer or you want to change the hello timer, yes, you can change. Okay. We have the information.
And what are the command for that?
Yeah. If you can see my screen, right? CDP timer. If I run it here, right, I can choose any of the timer. Let's say by default is 60 seconds, right? Let's say make it 40. The timer is 40 now. Let's say CDP hold on timer. So I do have an option from starting from 10 to 255. Let me choose 120. Okay. Let me go back to the neighbor. Now, if you see what I'm getting here.
Change the whole timer.
Neighbor, yeah. Right?
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Basically.
So this CDP protocol, it works on layer 2. Is it layer 2 protocol?
Yes, pure layer 2 protocol. Yes, correct. Because if you see the packet, right, that is only containing with the layer 2 information only. We don't have layer 3 here. So that's a pure layer 2 protocol.
Sir, here I have one question.
Yes.
So CDP, DTP, VTP all are using the same MAC address. Okay. So
MAC
if I disable the CDP, then my VTP and DTP and PGP message also discarded. The message will not send.
No. That is not like that. It is like if I disable CDP, it means we are only disabling CDP. We are not disabling this address, right? If somehow we are able to disable this address, let's say I will say to the device, you can't receive any packet on this address. In that case, we can say yes, these 5 protocols are disabled. But when we say no CDP run, it means only we are disabling CDP. We are not disabling this address, right? We are disabling CDP feature only. Okay.
In any interface, we can disable all the protocols.
No.
Right?
No. When we say let's say I will run a command, no CDP run. It means from all the interfaces, CDP will be disabled. So only CDP will be disabled, not VTP, not DTP. We know they all are using the same destination MAC address, but we are disabling CDP. We are not disabling a MAC address, right? Just at this point, right? We are trying to disable the protocol. We are not trying to disable the address, right? If
yes,
somehow I can disable this address, in that case, yes, I can say these protocols will not work, right? But what we are doing here, we are disabling the protocol, not the address. Correct?
Sir, what is the use of these other 4 protocols like VTP, DTP, PGP?
DTP will discuss. That's a dynamic trunking protocol. To make it a dynamic trunk, we use DTP. VTP, VLAN trunking protocol to exchange the VLAN information. Yes, we have this in the curriculum, right? PAGP is basically your port aggregation protocol. Okay, so that is in the Ether channel. Basically, I think we don't have. We have, I think, Ether channel. UDLD we use in the case of spanning tree, some loop detection kind of thing. At that time, we use UDLD. Okay, so yeah. So these things we have. Okay. Unidirectional link detection, that's the name. Okay, that's a part of spanning tree. When we use spanning tree, right, that time if we have the SFP links, right, so we use UDLD, some fiber links if we have. So I'm sure VTP, DTP, VGP will discuss not about UDLD, but these three things, yes, we'll discuss in the deep, like everything we'll discuss about these three protocols. Okay. Yeah. Okay, and if let's say in the interview, if someone asks about CDP and LLDP, so the questions will be around from these things only, because CDP is just this thing. That's it. Whatever we have discussed. So the questions will be around from these things only. Okay. Because we have done a discussion in the deep of the CDP and LLDP, right? They can't ask more questions in the same. Okay. After this, like after this class, like you can answer any of the question for the CDP and LLDP. Okay. So guys, any questions, any doubt?
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, how should I find CDP is disabled on particular port?
On a particular port, right? So
Yes.
basically, we actively disable, right? Or I want to, if let's say I want to verify the interface, right? So I have to check one by one. Okay, because let's say I do have do show IP interface brief, interface F1 by 0, no shutdown, interface F0 by 0, no CDP enable, right? So if I will run the command show CDP, right? So if I'll run the show CDP neighbors, right? So it will show me it is not enabled, right? Because we have disabled. Okay, I think this is globally disabled. CDP run. Yeah. And let me do it one more time. Interface F0 by 0, no CDP enable. So if I'll run the command show CDP neighbors, right? I'm not getting any information. It means that's it. I don't have anything as of now, right? Now, if other interface will be having some neighbor, I will get it. Otherwise, I don't have a way to verify this part. I have to verify the configuration at that time. Okay. It is clear?
That means we need to check particular each and every port. No?
Or we can run, I think, this one also.
Or we can see the running configuration of the interface.
Yeah, if you see here, show CDP interfaces. I'm not getting the interface F0 by 0 here, right? So you can just directly run this command, show CDP interfaces. It will show you all the interfaces. Those are having enabled CDP, not disabled. Okay. So you have to verify which ports are pending, show IP interface brief, and you can get it. Okay. Like this is pending. So this is not enabled with CDP. But to get a disabled interfaces, I think we don't have a way. Yeah. We don't have a way to verify disabled interfaces. Okay.
So we can find it in running configuration of the interface.
In the running, yeah, you can find out. Yeah. It is clear now. Or you can do one thing. Okay, it's a better way. You can run show IP interface brief. I know these are in the interfaces, right? You can run show CDP interfaces pipe. You can say include F. You see, I do have these interface enabled with fast Ethernet, that is enabled with CDP. The rest are not having the information. It means what is a pending? That is 0 by 0 is pending. So 0 by 0 is not here, right? It means that is not enabled with CDP. This is how you can put the logic basically. Okay.
Okay.
It means all the interfaces shown in this so CDP interfaces all are enabled.
Yes, exactly.
And apart from that,
those are disabled.
Those are disabled.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions? Anyone? All good? Okay. So guys, we have done basic packet flow. We have done CDP LLDP. So guys, till this point, we will wind up today. Okay. In the next class, we will start with the VLAN because it will take, I think, 2 hours or 1.5 hours. We don't have that much time, right? So we have only half an hour. So tomorrow, not tomorrow, basically on the Monday, we will start with the VLAN. And I think if we get the time, we will touch DTP also. Otherwise, only VLANs will do in the next class. Okay. But please make sure the very basic things should be clear, right? Then VLAN will be more clear, right? If you have the doubts first, right? So first we'll have the doubt discussion and then we'll start the VLAN information. Okay. And we'll discuss in the deep, definitely, about every single thing, internal VLAN states, everything we'll discuss in the next class. Okay. And please make sure to end the session. Okay.
So do we have session today, tomorrow?
No. So basically these sessions will be from Monday to Thursday only, not Friday.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, guys. If you have any questions, please ask your questions or we can wind up then.
Monday classes will be in YouTube or on Zoom?
Only on Zoom. Yeah. Only on Zoom. Yeah.
Sir, for Monday class, there will be new link or we will join by
Same
the
link,
same link?
the same link you can use, Naveen. Yeah, same link.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, guys. Bye. Take care.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Good night.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Good
sir.
night.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your valuable time.
Thank you, Lokesh. Yeah. Thank you.
Online.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, guys. Bye. Take care.